I'd like to call to order the June 10th, 2008 meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency. May we have the roll call, please?
Agency members: Draymond.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Yusefian.
Here.
Chairman Najarian.
Here. May we have your report?
The agenda for June 10, 2008 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, June 5th, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. May we have the next item?
Next item at 4A is minutes of the regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency.
Mr. Chair, I would abstain from the vote. I move the minutes. Second.
And with no corrections or modifications, and with my abstention, the minutes will be approved as submitted. Next item, please.
Next item is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Redevelopment Agency may question or respond to a speaker, but there will be no debate or decision.
Ms. Frank wasn't here.
Stick with my abstention.
The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for Investigation and Report. And is there an issue?
I do have a card. Sorry.
Was there something
Just
on
a
the
slight
minutes?
discussion on my presence for the Redevelopment Agency.
Yeah, according to the minutes, the only person who was absent from the actual session was Councilmember Quintero.
I'll just play it safe and maintain my abstention on that. I thought I had missed that.
Here?
I think that just with the closed session, it looks like Mr. Quintero was absent, but by the time of the regular meeting, it was just Mr. Yusefian and Mr. Najarian that were absent.
I see.
Okay.
Yes, down below.
Yeah, you're right.
That was just for the session.
Okay.
Okay.
Just doesn't say that.
We're on oral communication.
Oral communications. I do have a card from Herbert Milano.
You were back.
Good afternoon. My name is Herbert Milano, members of the Redevelopment Agency and city staff. I was going over some of the documents that I presented to Redevelopment in the past, particularly those documents that I presented with regard to open space. And this past week, I went to look back at what were the objectives and the goals that were set out from back to the year 2001 Blue Ribbon Commission, of which Mr. Quintero was a member then, concerning the goals that we had with regard to a large parkland in central Glendale. And even to me, it was a surprise to find out that the goal was 7 acres. I look back, and it just shocks me to no end, that particular gap between an objective that was set many, many years ago and the actual end results that we get. This was particularly interesting to me because this past weekend I've had a visitor from France. My cousin does work for the United Nations for many years. And like me, she's traveled through many countries, but her goal has been in policy. So she came to Glendale, and we started discussing issues about quality of life, downtowns and electric, lines that you can see visually, and the look and feel of a city. But generally we go to Palm Desert. It's one of my favorite places to go to relax. And one of the places that we go to oftentimes is El Paseo, where all the museums and the sculptures. It's just an amazing place to go. It's only, an hour and 50 minutes from here. And in the process, we started discussing, our commitment towards art and culture and creating a good quality of life, especially in an urban setting. And I, of course, mentioned to her what I've mentioned here. What are the dynamics that prevent the city from creating that type of environment, and what are the qualifications that promote individuals to run for office and create that type of vision, to create an environment where it's an amazingly inviting, amazingly dynamic. And we went to one of the shops where you find these sculptures of children playing, similar to the ones that Mr. Caruso has put in his different projects. And I could imagine that some of these shops are the very same places where perhaps many city representatives go to choose the type of sculptures they would like to see, in their own environment. And so when we talked about what makes a quality of life, and I asked her, what makes for you in France a good quality of life? She mentions, well, the ability to be able to get to work in less than half an hour. And number two, the ability to get open green spaces. urban green spaces, among other things. But those were the first two that you mentioned. And I think that they are the quality of life indicators for an urban setting that are just as important for all of us, especially as the city grows. To have a significant open space and a significant attention towards culture and sculpture and art, that is what makes the city really come alive. Because even during the hottest part of the day, I still find walking through El Paseo as an amazing experience. And I think that's what we need. We need a focus to really enliven the city in such a way that we can bring culture and art as a dynamic, way to bring people into the city. And it's my suggestion, seriously, that you maybe Mr. Bremen can invite one of your council members and go there for the weekend and get a sense of how it feels to be in a city that is committed to arts and culture and sculpture. I think it really enhances the city significantly. And when I think back of the last 10, 12 years, I don't think we made any investments in this similar type of investment in sculpture, for public sculpture for the outside. So it is my hope that as you look again at and as the budget becomes accessible to you, to improve the green spaces of downtown, that you look very hard at, again, expanding that Central Park because it's a unique opportunity, and to bring that sense of culture, similar to that place, a place where you can go to and see, and enliven the city in a different way. So that's my hope for redevelopment for the next coming years. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no other cards. Oral communications is closed. Next item, please.
Agency member or staff comments?
Any comments? Seeing none. We have no new business.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Redevelopment is adjourned.